Here are some random jokes about money and richness. Cash is a lot like toilet paper. They're both paperish. They're both always the same size. And for both, you don't really realize how important it is until you're looking at your last sheet and you think to yourself, why didn't I do something about this earlier? When countries have hyperinflation, there are bank runs. When countries had pandemics, there were toilet paper runs. You use toilet paper when you have the runs. Instead of cash, some people like precious metals like gold and silver. A lot of the appeal is because they're expensive. Imagine if, instead of wearing diamond necklaces, someone had a necklace and dangling from the middle was a tiny vial of cancer medicine. If you were really rich, you could have a bunch of vials all on one necklace. Yes, amazing, isn't it? This would have saved the lives of 9 people. Isn't it wondrous how when the light hits it, the chemo sparkles? The other thing about jewelry is that jewelry is a lot like a baby. Both are pretty, both are expensive, and both are surprisingly easy to lose. It's like when you're eating a bunch of saucy barbecue ribs, and then you go to wash your hands, and when you get back to your chair, you realize, oh my god, I left my baby at the mall. This money talk brings up the age-old question, why haven't I started selling pictures of my feet on the internet? Selling feet pics is just as good of a job as any. In fact, selling feet pics is a lot like being a chef. Both involve being on your feet a lot, both involve customer service, and in both, sometimes you end up stepping in a bunch of mashed potatoes. Once, I ate a super fancy meal at an expensive French restaurant. The food was pretty good, but overall the experience was kind of disappointing. No matter how good it is, it's still only food. For the price, I guess I was hoping that the head waiter and the sous chef would fight to the death for restaurant dominance. But in the end, all you get is food and no murder. The main reason I want more money is to have little perks in my life. I want to be so rich that I eat Kraft macaroni and foie gras. I want to be so rich that my phone uses 7G. I want to be so rich that I can be genetically altered into a pterodactyl. I want to be so rich that I have a tiny Croatian man named Pipi whose only job is to carry my wallet. I want to be so rich that my pillow only has one gross yellow drool stain. I want to be so rich that instead of sheets of toilet paper, I use slices of prosciutto. I want to be so rich that instead of ink, my pens use balsamic vinegar. I want to be so rich that instead of driving an SUV, I drive in a giant steamroller and crush my enemies. I want to be so rich that instead of deodorant, I hire people around me to hold giant pieces of rotting fish to distract from my body odor. I want to be so rich I only eat cheese with French names like brie, camembert, and fromage. I want to be so rich that Taylor Swift uses her nose to vacuum up my farts.